Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for another one of our mass making sessions and we are week number 106, would you believe? Oh my gosh, the time just is flying by, isn't it? So week number 106, and if you watch my channel, you know, frequently, you'll know that we're now doing revisits and kind of reruns of all the previous weeks. So we're kind of like week 106, but we're redoing week number 6. So I'm just going to alter my camera because I know I say this all the time, but honestly, until you get recording, I find it really tricky to see kind of, you know, where it is, if you see what I mean, to see whether I've got enough stuff in frame. And yeah, sometimes it's only when you get recording that you think, well, actually, that's not particularly great. So yes, right. So we are going to make these double up pockets. I've done them before, obviously on week number 6. And I've seen other people do similar pockets and things. So what you're going to need, I've brought along a variety of book pages, sheet music, printables, as in, you know, A4 size. And I've also brought along some 12 by 12 sheets as well. Now, the only thing that I will say about these is these 12 by 12 sheets, they're more like paper rather than card. I mean, they're thick, you know, they're not kind of flimsy copy paper, but they're probably maybe 200 GSM, something like that. They're not like your really quite thick, you know, like 12 by 12 paper pads that are maybe like 250. They're thinner than that. But yeah, by all means do experiment around, but I just think actually you're probably better off with slightly thinner rather than thicker, you know, paper / card. So let's get making one. Oh, sorry, the other things that you're going to need: glue, if you've got it, a bone folder. If you haven't, don't worry, you can always use like your scissor handles or something. You're going to need your scissors, and you might need a corner rounder if you want it. I like to have a card for, you know, spreading my glue, but again, that's kind of optional. And then of course, you know, if you want to decorate them, you might want to have some goodies to decorate. So let's get making one and kind of show what we're making. So they're the easiest pockets on the planet. I mean, honestly, I love easy, as you know. So, you know, they're never going to be difficult if I'm doing them, but these are even easier than normal. So literally all you're going to do, this obviously book page, you're going to turn your book page like this, and then you're going to, bring it in like that. I mean, I turned that over just, yeah, kind of no particular apparent reason. It just I turned it over. But yeah, I will show you another one in a moment. So, you know, and that's all there is to these. I mean, these are like probably the easiest pocket on the planet. And then I'm just going to kind of glue my flaps in. So you're going to glue like your side pieces like that. And this is why, you know, I said a glue spreader is kind of handy, because if your glue is quite easy like mine, you're going to end up with quite an excess. And obviously the glue spreader is just going to make it, you know, look more attractive and kind of, yeah, more consistent, rather than having kind of like bits with thick glue, bits with no glue. And then all I've done is I've kind of folded it, if you can see, like, so one side tucks to the other side. I know that doesn't really make sense. I don't know really how to describe it any better. And then you're just going to glue the pocket down on the shorter, you know, the shorter side, glue it down like that in together. Okay, so press those together like that. Okie dokie. Let's just mop up my desk. Okay, so I'll do another one to obviously show you again. So we'll do one in the same paper right now. So again, what you're going to do, you're going to just fold your pockets in. Now, I try and do one like slightly longer, one slightly shorter, but you know, there's no kind of exact science to this. I mean, as you can see, I've not measured or anything else. And then you're going to bring over one to meet the other by about, oh, I don't know, like, is that a third or something like that? So, you know, basically, so your pocket is in here. And then we can obviously glue these down. So one here, like that. And we'll just glue this one as well while we're at it. Again, take my glue spreader. Okie dokie. And I'm just using a dry wipe for, you know, wiping out the, or wiping off the glue that's kind of come out. And then we're going to push this one down, or press this one down. Again, just squish that glue like that. Okay. And then you're going to just take your whole piece and glue it down on the short edge like that. Okay. There we go. Like that. Again, just mop up my desk a little bit. And that's your pocket done. So that's your pocket in there. Okay. So let's do one with something else now instead of just the book page, because otherwise that's a little bit boring. So I'm going to bring in just like some A4 sheet here. So this one is a printable that I was kind of messing about with, and I don't think this is in any kit or anything. It was kind of one that I didn't end up using, but who knows, I might incorporate it in a kit somewhere else. So again, I'm just going to kind of fold it in like that. So I've used the whole A4 page. Now this has been printed onto the back of scrapbook paper, you know, but yeah, I mean, it's been cut down to like an A4 size. So I folded the whole thing in, and then I'm going to just take it down before gluing it, so that it's not, you know, quite such a giant pocket. Although, to be honest, I quite like those pockets, you know, that are like full page size. I think that's quite a nice, you know, quite a nice way to do pockets actually, is to have them full page size. So again, just kind of go around everywhere with the glue. Whoops, like that. Okie dokie, and again, just mop that down like that. Okay, and on this bit. So, I mean, although these are super easy, and I say this every week, I mean, because, you know, like I say, every week, obviously, any pocket that I'm doing, it's going to be pretty easy. And I know that I say this every week, but I mean, although they're really easy pockets, they look really, I'm not saying they look really sophisticated, but they're really a nice pocket. You know, don't be kind of put off because they're simple. You know, nice things don't have to be complicated, do they? I mean, it's a bit like kind of, you know, I don't know, people who have designer stuff, you know, I mean, nice things don't have to be expensive, do they? So it's the same with this, you know, nice things don't have to be complicated. Just because it's not complicated doesn't mean it's any less nice. Okay. There we go. So we just glue that down. And that on there. So, I mean, how gorgeous does that pocket look? You know, and you've just got your big pocket in there. So they're lovely, aren't they? And, you know, if you didn't want to glue them here, you could obviously just stitch around them. I mean, you could stitch here down this middle piece, or, you know, one of the flaps, and then just fold it in and stitch all around, and it would hold that, you know, that other piece down. You don't even have to glue them. I won't do that because I always think, you know, if people haven't got sewing machines, it's going to kind of leave them out and make it, you know, not accessible for them. But I mean, that would be another alternative. So I'll kind of describe now quickly what I mean exactly. So again, let me just pull in another another A4 page. So again, this is one of my printables. I think it's the bird garden. And again, all I'm going to do is just take it in like one flap. Whoops. And then the other one like that. Okay. And then we're going to just fold the whole thing over like that. Okay. So what I was meaning was, if you wanted to do this on the sewing machine, you would stitch down your flap that's going to be like the outside flap, stitch down there. And then, to be honest, you wouldn't actually need to stitch this down at all, because when you then put it together and stitch around the whole edge, that would hold this down. So, you know, that's an alternative way of doing it. As I say, I'm not going to do the stitching because I think, you know, it's not really fair on those who don't have sewing machines. But, you know, that would be a quick and easy way to do it. And to be honest, it would actually probably be quicker than gluing. You know, if you kind of did all of your folding in one hit and then went to the sewing machine and did then all of your stitching in one fell swoop, I actually think it would probably work out faster than using the glue. So yeah, you might want to kind of, you know, try it out and see whether you find that. So just mop this up. And then I think what we'll do is we'll, you know, relax into this, and I will stop talking you through what we're doing. But what I will probably do is do this kind of like, you know, what's the word? Assembly line style, where we do all of our folding and then all of our gluing, you know, in one action. So yeah, this will be the last one that I'm actually going to kind of talk you through. So, and again, you know, and obviously I can trim this up now because I have not made a very good job of this by the looks of things. Oh, still haven't really. Okay. And we will just then go in here and there. Okay. Like that. Okay, and then we'll just tidy up that bit along there. I mean, obviously once this is dry, it's probably going to be a bit easier for trimming around, but that's the basic pocket. And then just so you know, I would then glue this on probably on 3 sides. So you'd have like a side loading pocket, and then of course this, you know, this pocket in here. So I'll pop that to one side, and I will, yeah, do kind of assembly line style. The only thing that I will quickly mention, sorry, before I do stop rambling about the pockets that we're doing. If I'm using like a 12 by 12, what I'll probably do is cut it down first. So for instance, this one, I'll just cut it down to roughly the height that I want it to be, and then fold it in, because of course I don't want it 12 by 12 size. So I'll use it like that now. So yep, I will do all of my folding now. So I've got a few 12 by 12s that I'll do very similar kind of thing, and yeah, then we'll get folding and then we'll get gluing. So I'll stop talking you through this sort of process now of actually making the pockets themselves. So I hope everyone's having a good start to the week. I mean, obviously, I know I say this as well every week, it's just so boring, but yeah, I'm filming this on the Monday, so for me, obviously, my week's only just started. And, you know, for you guys, obviously, this will be going up for the Tuesday. So, yeah, I hope that you guys have had a good start, at least, to your week. It always helps if it actually starts out well, doesn't it? It's never a good thing when it starts rubbish. Yeah, so I mean, obviously it's very early days. I can't say as I've really particularly done anything to report on so far this week, as it's only been this morning, but it's been okay so far. It's been okay so far. So I'm just going to do a sheet music one. Trying to think what we've even been doing all week. So, well, the weather's just absolutely shocking. So I mean, I'll talk about the weather first, as that's my favourite thing to talk about. Oh, it's just been a whole mixed bag of stuff. But last night it must have just rained the whole night, because although I said I haven't really done anything, oh sorry, I have just folded that. I don't know why I folded that. Yeah, although I said I haven't done anything because obviously it's, you know, just Monday morning, I have been to the gym this morning because I'm really trying to be really good and go to that gym that's down the road and you know, do my workout there every single day, except for weekends, which I did go on Saturday actually, but yeah, generally I'm trying to go there, you know, really often through the summer holidays. Obviously once my daughter goes back to school, I'm not so sure that it will be very doable to continue with it. But I'm going to try and do it for the summer holidays at least. So when I went there this morning, there's a road quite near us that's sort of notorious for flooding. Oh my goodness, that road had flooded like mad. And, you know, this is just overnight. It had, you know, it had flooded. Oh, there was a lorry stuck in there, you know, like proper stuck. And I mean, like we're talking a massive big lorry. So, you know, that's how much it had flooded. Because, I mean, obviously cars, you know, they get stuck, don't they, in like, you know, flooded kind of zones. But, I mean, you know, lorries can often get through, can't they? And he obviously thought he could get through and then obviously came unstuck and was not able to get through. But yeah, I mean, he obviously thought he was going to get through. I'm just going to fold this in slightly more. He obviously thought that he was going to be able to get through. So yeah, but that's how flooded it was. You know, he even couldn't get through in his great big lorry. So it's proper flooded everywhere. So my youngest son, he's gone to work today. I know I've said this loads of times before, but he works in like a little sort of, you know, seaside cafe / restaurant. So he's gone to work today. I didn't realise that he was actually going to work today until he, you know, I was just kind of just stepped out the shower after my going to the gym, and he just suddenly shouted out, "Oh, bye." I said, "Oh, are you going to work?" So, yeah. Oh, you didn't mention it. Of course, by then I was kind of just out the shower. I couldn't give him a lift to the bus station or anything because, yeah, I wasn't dressed. So anyway, so he went to work, and my eldest son, he's got the week off work. So he got up and he has just left at about 10:30. So we're a bit later than normal. Normally I try and do this, you know, my mass making video quite early in the morning, but yeah, obviously because it's school holidays, we're kind of behind schedule. But yeah, so he has gone just now to London to have a day out in London with his friend. So yeah, I hope he has a nice time. I hope he's safe. They've gone on the train. So yeah, I mean, hopefully they're going to have a lovely time. Oops. Sorry, I'm just trying to fathom out which way round I want this. I think I probably want to fold this in a bit more. Yeah, so he's gone up to London for the day. And we'd had a day out in London last week. You know, the 3 children. So, you know, both my sons and my daughter and myself. And yeah, he's now gone with his friend. So I hope he has a nice day. I hope the weather's kind of okay for them. I mean, obviously, I hope it doesn't kind of like rain really terribly again and flood any of the train lines or anything and then get stuck there. That would be just a nightmare, wouldn't it? I don't know really what would happen in that scenario. You know, I guess I would probably get a phone call. "Mum, can you come and get us? We're stranded." And obviously, depending on where he was, would depend on how likely it was whether I would go and get them. So, yeah. But yeah, I hope that they have a nice time. I'm sure they will. And so it's just my daughter and I now at home for the day. And yeah, she's up here with me, up here in the loft with me while I'm doing this video. She's been super quiet. She's doing some crafting of her own. And yeah, she's being like an angel. Oh, she's not crafting, sorry. I hadn't looked over. She's actually playing with Lego. So, in fact, not even crafting. But yeah, playing with Lego. Having a nice time, aren't you? Everyone loves Lego, don't they? So I've got this one, which is a bit short. So I think what I'll do is, yeah, hopefully be able to. So this is my flower press collage papers, and sorry, the other 2 were the, I think it was Newton Grange and the Victorian Florals set 3 or possibly 2. It might have been. I've lost track, I'm afraid. So yeah, I do apologise. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of just really a kind of bit of a quick what's been going on with us really since last week. Nothing very exciting, but yeah, that weather, what a shocker. And it's actually quite chilly today, to be honest. You know, when I went to the gym, I thought, oh, it's like really cold. Because obviously I just went with my leggings and my, you know, my top and no like cardigan or sweatshirt or anything like that. And yeah, it was actually pretty chilly going. So, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe summer is over. And I mean, I said that to someone and they said, oh no, apparently we're in for another heat wave. Oh, I don't know whether that's going to happen. It feels really autumnal. And I've said that on another video recently. But yeah, it's got a really autumnal kind of feel to it. I can't really imagine there suddenly being another heat wave. But hey, what do I know? I mean, I'm definitely not a weather forecaster. So, you know, maybe I will be wrong and we will all be pleasantly surprised and get another heat wave. But yeah, it's been a bit of a washout of a summer, it's got to be said. A bit of a washout. I mean, last year we had that amazing summer, and of course all I did was complain about how hot it was. So, you know, I guess it's probably preferable, you know, it being a bit cooler, but yeah, it's been quite short. Quite short, it's got to be said, or it feels like it's been quite short. I don't know really whether it has, but at the weekend, trying to think what we did. Saturday, I think my middle son was at work, and I'm trying to think where my oldest son was actually. No, I can't really think where he was. I have no idea. He must have gone out somewhere with his friend or something. I actually can't remember at all for the life of me. Anyway, so it was just my daughter and I, and yeah, we just went down. Oh, he went to look at a car. That's what he did. Yeah, he went to look at a car. And it was miles away. So obviously I was going to go with him, you know, and it would have been me and my daughter. I thought, oh gosh, because it would be a 6 hour round trip, and I just thought, oh. I mean, I wasn't relishing the idea of going, to be honest, but she would definitely not be relishing the idea of going. I mean, my friend was really kind and said they'd look after her, but I mean, I felt terrible because it would be like the whole day to leave her with them. So, you know, yeah, I just felt that would be a bit rude, really. Anyway, as luck had it, my dad phoned up and you know, was asking my son about the car, and he said, oh, well, we're not doing anything today. If you want, I can come and look at it with you. Oh, praise the Lord. I was so pleased that he was able to go with him because, you know, like I say, I had already said, you know, I'd already agreed and said, yeah, I'll come. But, you know, in truth, of course, I didn't really want to go because, I mean, I didn't want to be sat in the car for 6 hours. I don't know about you guys, but if I just sit completely still, like in a car, say, like in a confined space, you know, for hours like that, oh, I mean, your legs just get so stiff, and it just, you know, you end up the next day kind of with aches and pains. So I thought, oh, I don't really want to be sat like that. But, you know, like I said, I mean, I did say to him I would go. But the fact that, oh, it's wonderful. The fact that my dad actually said that he would go was just like, yay, really, really good, because it got my daughter and I out of having to go. So yeah, that was really good. And then it was obviously then just my daughter and I for the day. So we just went to my mum's house, and my sister was there, you know, because my mum was then like on her own because my dad had obviously gone to look at the car. So my sister came round and she brought her son, who obviously is my, you know, my daughter's nephew, the one who comes like for sleepovers and things. So he came, and yeah, we all had a nice day. And then yesterday, so Sunday, oh, again, the weather was just abysmal. I mean, obviously it was kind of like setting in with like the rain for the whole day and then the whole night. No, darling, it's Monday today. So the rain was obviously, yeah, setting in for the whole night. So it was raining like pretty much the whole day, other than a little bit in the afternoon where it didn't. But we went to the cinema, the four of us, and we went to see, I'm trying to think, it might have been called Letter from, or Last Letter from My Lover. Last Letter from My Lover. Sounds terrible, but it was a 12. So, I mean, my daughter, obviously, she's 7. So, I know she's not 12. But, yeah, I mean, I think personally, you know, we could switch on the news and watch more inappropriate things than what were shown in the film. So yeah, anyway, we went to the cinema to watch that, you know, the two boys, my daughter and myself. Oh my goodness, it was such a good film. I mean, of course it was kind of a love story, and it was one of those love stories, you know, that's what's the word, you know, like kind of set across 2 time frames. So it had like a modern day you know, section and or a modern day aspect to it, and obviously then kept flicking back to, I think it was like 50s, 60s, and it was these two, you know, who have obviously fallen in love, and you know, there's a series of love letters, somebody comes across the love letters, you know, and all of this stuff. Anyway, I won't kind of tell you everything because it would spoil it if anybody is going to go and see it or likely to see it. But it was such a lovely film. It was really, really a nice film. Yeah, really, really nice. I mean, you know, who doesn't love a love story after all, you know? And yeah, it was really a nice film. So yeah, it was good. And I mean, we love going to the cinema. I mean, thank goodness they're open now. It's just such a nice thing to do, you know, especially when it's a like rainy, horrible day. It's such a good way to you know, pass the time, isn't it? So yeah, that's what we went to see. And the woman in it, one of the women, because I mean obviously it had the 2 different time frames. So the woman who was playing the part that was set in the 60s, she was the lady from Fault in Our Stars, if anybody has seen that film. And I've talked about that film before. It's such a lovely film. I mean, very sad, that film, but a lovely film nonetheless. So it was her. She also, I think, was in that film Divergent. I've seen her in a few things, but those are the 2 that kind of stick out in my mind. Anyway, she, I think, had... I was going to say, I think she had short hair in both of those films, but actually I'm not sure whether she did have short hair in Divergent. But anyway, she had long hair in the film that we saw yesterday. Oh, she looked so pretty. She looked lovely. I mean, she looked lovely with her short hair, but in this particular film, it was short and dark, you know, like kind of obviously the 60s kind of, well, some of it was like a flicked out bob, you know, and some of it was kind of long and, I don't know, like, not beehivey, but, you know, kind of high up, like, you know, with a ponytail type thing. She looked so pretty. Oh, she looked just stunningly gorgeous. Didn't she look pretty? The girl in the film. The one who was getting the letters. Well, one of them found the letters, but one of them was actually getting the letters sent to her, wasn't she? Do you remember? The one who, you know, kissed the man. Well, they both... Oh, honestly, you can't have these conversations with children, can you? You know. Anyway, she looked really pretty, and yeah. The one that had all the pretty clothes. Yeah, she knew then. She knew who I meant then by that description. So, yeah, anyway, such a lovely, good film. I'm going to just trim all of these afterwards. So, you know, if they're looking very tatty, don't worry, I will trim those bits off. Yeah, anyway, very, very good film. And, you know, we really enjoyed it, didn't we? So that was our entertainment for yesterday. And that was literally all we did. You know, because obviously the day was so horrible. There really wasn't anything else much that we, you know, we could be doing. I was going to do the food shopping yesterday, and then I thought, oh, well, we've probably got just about enough food to keep us going for maybe a couple of days. And I hate doing the food shopping, as you know, because I complain about it endlessly. So again, debating, do we do the food shopping today? Can we just manage for another couple of days again? I mean, we probably can, to be honest. Yeah, we probably can manage. Because I'd done a very small shop on Friday, just bought some bread and, you know, milk, basic kind of things that we needed. So to be honest, we probably can get through. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when it's like summer holidays, we're not really eating kind of like very good foods, you know. let's just say we're not eating very good quality foods. You know, we're eating more kind of convenience-y type things, you know, very much like, you know, oh, quick, let's have this, chuck this in the oven and things. Because, you know, we're kind of out and then we might get in a bit late, don't really feel like cooking. Although, to be honest, these days I just feel like cooking less and less generally. I used to love cooking, and I've gone through phases in my life where I've really, really loved cooking. I can't say as those phases have happened recently. No, not at all in recent times. But yeah, definitely don't enjoy cooking really these days at the moment. I mean, I'm hoping it's a blip and maybe I will come out of it. But at the moment, I mean, I'm living on an appalling diet. I'm trying to have my smoothie every single day because, you know, then I've had like, you know, something super healthy at least, even if the rest of my day is pretty rubbish. At least I've started it out quite well with something very healthy. So my smoothie, it does have spinach and it does have cucumber. So, I mean, it's got greens in it, you know, it's not just fruit. Yeah, and it has banana and then some sort of frozen fruit, maybe mango, pineapple, something like that. Whatever I've happened to have in the freezer. And then for lunch, I generally have like this weird sort of, this weird mixture. Everyone kind of calls it slop really in our house because it kind of resembles just like a sloppy kind of weird stuff. But it's, again, something I've blended up and made almost like a dessert from it really. And then I mix it with some coconut milk, you know, tinned coconut milk, which I love. And that's what I generally have for my lunch. And the mixture, it's got some protein powder in it and things as well. So, I mean, it's, you know, it's actually quite good for you. And then for dinner, I've got to confess. Now, I'm putting this down to, you know, having a stressful time, you know. Therefore, my appetite's a bit off. I don't know whether that's it really. But, yeah, I've got to really confess that I'm struggling quite a lot lately and just eating, like, ice cream. I know that's really terrible. I mean, of course, I'm still making sure that the children have like proper food for dinner. You know, so they're still eating proper food, even if it's in the form of like, you know, fish fingers and, you know, chips and peas or something like that. They're at least having, you know, proper meals. Yes, I can't say the same for myself. I'm very much struggling with food. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but you know, food is like a constant battle, I think, for many of us women, isn't it? And, you know, yeah, it's a combination of things. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to cook. I can't be bothered to kind of like, you know, eat proper food. I'm kind of craving lovely, yummy, I guess, you know, effectively like comfort foods. You know, which in my case is often ice cream because I absolutely love ice cream. I mean, it's a vegan ice cream that I have. So again, I try and tell myself that it's probably not so bad for you, but hey, it's probably still very full of sugar. Yeah, I don't know. We're just, I'm on a funny sort of phase. And I just keep sort of thinking to myself, you know what? It's okay. Like, you know, don't beat yourself up about it. Because, I mean, you know, some people have like, I don't know, takeaways all the time or, you know, things like that. And I think, well, it's no different really to those people who have like takeaways and things, you know, because that's also a, you know, pretty poor diet, isn't it? You know, mine is just slightly weird because it's obviously just happens to be in the form of a tub of ice cream. But on the plus side, I have at least had, you know, like my smoothie for breakfast and I've had this mixture that I have for lunch, which is very healthy. So, you know, I guess 2 out of 3 of my meals are kind of good. Even if the main one, you know, the evening meal is pretty atrocious, to be honest. But, yeah. And it probably doesn't help. You know, it's the summer holidays. So, you know, some of the days we're quite busy and doing stuff. And, you know, things like, I mean, like today, you know, my middle son, obviously, he's working. My oldest one's out. So it's just my daughter and I. So, you know, of course, obviously motivation for then cooking like a, you know, nutritious meal from scratch for just her and I is kind of like, you know, it doesn't really seem very worth it. So, you know, I have to confess, she's going to probably have McDonald's for lunch today, just because the weather's not nice. So actually that will be something for us to do, is, you know, go to McDonald's. And then this evening she will probably just have pasta with some pesto. So, you know, yeah. And, you know, we'll kind of like do that really. But yeah, I will have my slop, as everyone calls it, for lunch. So obviously won't have McDonald's. And then for dinner, I will possibly have ice cream. Yeah, probably have ice cream. Terrible. So I mean, no wonder I don't need to go food shopping, because I mean, obviously, you know, there will be a few nights this week where that's the type of disjointed evening that we have, you know, because again, you know, my son's got then like more of these shifts and things. You know, he obviously then doesn't come in until about 9:30 at night. And my other son, obviously, he will be doing things, you know, he'll be kind of busy, so I won't be home like for dinner as such. So yeah, it will then just seem quite pointless, just, you know, cooking for just the two of us. So yeah, so to be honest, based on that, I kind of think it's probably not really that worth doing a big food shop. I mean, we might have to stop and get a couple of things later on in the week, maybe some more bread, you know, things like that. Maybe some bacon, because the boys love bacon sandwiches and things like that. But, you know, so long as they've got something to chuck in, you know, pretty quickly when they're just hungry and want something quick, that's pretty much going to do. Because, you know, next week we're going to be going on holiday. I know I've talked about this a lot as well, but yeah, we're going to be going on our holiday to Wales. So, you know, obviously I don't want to kind of fill the cupboards and the fridge and what have you, only then to be going on holiday. So, you know, not have had time to use all the food and then go on holiday. So yeah, probably won't really do much for shop, to be honest, which is brilliant, because I hate doing that food shopping anyway. So it's all good. It's all working out well for me. Okay. Yay, McDonald's and pasta. Not every day, I just have to quickly emphasise that. But yeah, she will be having McDonald's and pasta today, and she loves pasta, so that's all good. And of course, like all children, she loves McDonald's. So yeah, it's all fine for everybody. Everybody is getting what they want. So, and my son, my middle son, he has a meal at work, you know, where he works. They feed him. So, you know, it's not like he comes home needing a meal. He's had a meal at work. Well, two meals, because his shift is like the whole day from like 9 till 9. So they give him 2 meals, which, although that sounds not great, you know, like in that 12 hours he only gets 2 meals. I mean, their portions are enormous, absolutely enormous. So yeah, he really is not going to be going hungry. He will be very full from those just 2 meals in that day. And oh, that's lovely. She's playing with the, you know, those Christmas bells. She's making stuff with those. And yeah, so my son, who'd gone to look at the car on Saturday, he did not get the car. So yeah, he did not get the car. Yeah, he'd gone obviously with my dad, and then I said to him, well, FaceTime me when you're there. You know, I mean, not that I obviously know an awful lot about cars, but, you know, I'd like to see it, obviously. So he FaceTimed me while he was there, and he showed me, like, you know, the wheels on it and things, which had a lot of scuffs on them. And he showed me the top, yeah, the top, oh, what would you call it? You know, like the metal, like round the windscreen kind of area. And it had this big stone chip, which, I mean, that's a bit weird, isn't it? You know, I don't know how you'd get a stone chip up there, but anyway, it did have. And there were just a few little kind of things like that, and it was quite a lot of money, you know. I mean, he's a young lad, he's 18, so it was a lot of money that he was going to be spending on this car. And I just thought, well, you know, you're spending all that money. I mean, really, it's not perfect, and I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, because, you know, it's a bit older, but equally, you know, maybe you could get better than that. I mean, obviously what he really liked, it was the colour that he really liked and things, you know. which he'd looked at another one that was more local to us, and it wasn't the right colour, and all of those kinds of things. But I just kind of said, well, you've only been looking for a few weeks. But of course, kids, they want everything now, don't they? They don't want to have to wait for anything. So but yeah, I mean, I just kind of said, well, I think you could get better. And I just think if you're spending a lot of money, you really don't want to come back thinking, it's okay except for this, or oh, I wish it didn't have that defect, or whatever. So yeah, and luckily my dad was kind of there, and my dad had obviously felt awkward to say that to him, but yeah, once I was then on FaceTime kind of saying that, my dad kind of reiterated it and said, yeah, I don't think it's the best example, I think you could get a better one. So yeah, thankfully they left it, because I thought, oh gosh, is he going to think, oh, I've driven all this way now, I'm going to have to buy it. But no, thankfully he didn't. So yeah, he didn't get it. So although that sounds good, obviously on the negative side of that, he's still looking for a car. So of course what happens is, straight away, Mum, what do you think to this one? Mum, what do you think to that one? It's like, oh my gosh. So he's now made another appointment to go and look at another one on Wednesday this week, because he's obviously at home from work. Oh, and again, it's miles away. This time about 2 hours drive, and I thought, oh, for God's sake. I don't especially want to go and have a look at it with him. But again, I'm going to just feel bad and end up being dragged miles away, having to go and look at it. Although, having said that, I've put my daughter into a club twice so far these holidays. Because obviously, she's really bored. No, thank you. She's really bored. And, I'm obviously trying to be working and things. So, I feel bad with her being at home doing nothing. So to be honest, she's having a really nice time at the 2 days that she's done at the club so far. She's had a lovely time. She's there with her nephew, so he's there also, and they're having a lovely time. So I have booked her into that club again on Wednesday. So yeah, to be honest, if my son then wants to go and look on Wednesday, which that's the day he's obviously made the appointment to go and look, I'm not really going to be able to go with him anyway, because obviously she will be finishing her club and needing picking up. So, hey, maybe I have my excuse why I can't actually go with him. But I will feel bad, because, I mean, of course, at 18, you don't really want to go and look at a car on your own, do you? You'd feel pretty sick, wouldn't you? Having to go and look at it on your own, kind of in case you bought the wrong car or didn't spot things or whatever. So, yeah. Oh, who knows? Maybe he will change his mind between now and then. That's the hope. Got to say, he probably won't, but that's the hope anyway. Right. Let's clear the decks and count up how many we've done, and then let's just decorate one up. So we have made, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15, I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? So, I mean, 15, obviously you can tell by the number that we've made how just quick and easy these really are. So, yeah, let's quickly decorate one up. Which one should we decorate? Perhaps we'll decorate this one, shall we? Yeah. It's a little bit on the soggy side, it's got to be said. But I mean, obviously it will dry fine. So, just going to trim it up at the bottom because it's a bit skew-iff. We'll just cut that down there. Woo! Sorry, just flicking that about. Okay, right, what should we put on here? Let's see what I've got. Whether I've got anything here, that would be ideal for it. Hold on. Let's have a look. So I hope that, everybody else is having kind of, a good kind of week weather-wise and things like that. I mean, obviously, if you're in the UK, I guess you're going to be having the same sort of weather that I'm having, that we're having. But, yeah, it's very strange weather. Sorry, I'm just having a quick dig through to see what else I might have here for decorating this with. got this, which, you know, this is just a piece from like a die cut pack, I think. I don't think that's quite right. What type of thing should I put on here? I don't know. Just don't know. And I'm just looking for things now that just happen to be floating around on the desk. So actually I've got this, which that's not too bad, is it? Let's just try it with a bit of lace. Let me just trim that down. And we were supposed to be meeting up with my friend later today, and her daughter. So this is my friend who we meet up with quite often with her daughter. But yeah, I think her daughter's not doing too great at the moment. So we're not going to be meeting them after all today. So of course that's a bit disappointing for my daughter. But, you know, I mean, obviously, just, you know, can't be helped, can it? So yeah, we're not going to be doing that now today. I mean, that's just how it goes in the holidays, isn't it? You know, and especially, you know, if you're kind of trying to work and maybe they're trying to work as well and things, that, you know, trying to find a time that kind of suits everybody is tricky, isn't it? So yeah, it's just kind of been a bit like that this week. But, well, not this week, sorry, last week, because I mean, obviously this week's only just started. Who knows? It might not be like that this week. Might not be at all. Although it might be, who knows. Right, let's have a look. Okay. Let's see what butterflies we've got. Ooh, that one's a nice one, isn't it, on there? Yep, let's go for that. My bows. Again, I'm just using the bows that are just here, kind of like ready cut, and to be honest, they're not really the right ones, and they are massive. So I'm going to have to just see whether I've got some close to hand that I can just quickly cut down, because yeah, they're just not right. And you know, sometimes you can kind of just make do, can't you? But I mean, sometimes they're so not right that it's like, oh, I can't use it. Oh, excuse me. I've just noticed that I actually had this cluster sat to the side of me, and I thought, you know what, I think actually I could probably just use the cluster, which is then completely, it's just already done, you know, I don't have to worry about anything. It's just, it's already there, it's already done for us. So yeah, let's do that. And I'm just going to ink this butterfly up. Okay. Oops. Okay. Maybe have that up there. It's a bit weird probably having the three things. Maybe have it like that. Looks a bit better. Yeah. Oh, that looks gorgeous, doesn't it, to be honest? So I think what I'll do is just hot glue this down. And I'm just going to hot glue the whole cluster. I know I talk about this all the time, but I'm going to hot glue the whole cluster straight onto that lace. And then what happens, that lace then is held down by the glue that's, you know, on the cluster. So it's like a double whammy, and yeah, I only have to glue once. So we just pop that down like that. Okay. And then we'll just take this. Okay. Oh, I love that pocket. That is just gorgeous, isn't it? And to be honest, I don't even know if I'm going to ink that, you know. I mean, obviously this is quite inked and grungy. I did ink this butterfly, but actually the actual pocket itself, I think looks quite nice, maybe not inked. Yeah, I don't very often kind of just leave it plain, but actually that looks quite nice, especially if I've inked some of it, you know. So this would be how it would be on a journal page. And then basically, you know, I would just glue it down maybe on like 3 sides like that. And then you'd have your side loading pocket here. And obviously this, which is a massive pocket, you know, the way these kind of work, that is a really big pocket. So that's really nice. Or, you know, you could glue it those 3 sides. So then you'd have like a pocket here and a pocket here. So yeah, really, really nice pockets, and my gosh, they just couldn't be any quicker or easier to make. So yeah, I really hope that you like them, and thank you so much for watching. Hope everyone has a fantastic week, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.